All right. Welcome. Alec, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing okay. I just spent like the last 15 minutes crying in the shower listening to Link's Awakening remake music. How are you?
That's such a weird thing that you did. Well,
It's I can't. I'm sorry. I got really nostalgic and I just had to feel some emotions.
with full on crying in the shower. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was a little bit before, a little bit during. As I was just listening to the music, and the music is let it wash over.
It just washes through you.
Yeah.
And who do we have here?
Hey, I'm Ryan Cole from the Otaku Brothers.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
from the Otaku Brothers
Yeah.
Gaming Podcast, available on all streaming or podcast platforms, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually Rusty's the marketing department of our little show. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But find us where podcasts are.
We've stolen you away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What if you just were not on Otaku Brothers anymore, and now you're just here?
you just
Rusty's by himself.
I think Rusty would be lost, I mean, and then we kind of cross paths if he comes and talks about Survivor anytime. So it'd be kind of like a bad ex. We'd be like, oh, that guy's talking to you again. Yeah.
All right, so we're here to talk about the Gents Challenge, the latest Gents Challenge, which just started, called the True Gents Challenge. This was a theme submitted by Holy Hand Grenade on the RNG Discord, and he basically called out Rusty actually too for the
Yeah.
where there was like the whole theme was built around it. He was like, no more people like completing Flower, a 4-hour game, and then saying they're a gent. So we need an actual challenge here. So basically, it was like you're gonna want a 20-hour on average game at least, or an added challenge to games that are shorter than that. So basically, how the Gents challenges work: if you beat one game within the 2-month deadline, then you're a gent. If you beat 2 games that you're assigned, then you're a supreme gent, and if you beat neither, you are a rascal. And you're randomly assigned with another partner who picks from your lists, and you pick for them. So historically, I think I'm at almost like a 50-50 win rate now on like out of like 10 challenges I've done now, something like that. So I'm like hit or miss, very hit or miss on the challenge.
I think I'm 100% at this point.
Yeah,
I
when
mean,
you
that's
participate in one.
of, yeah, one of one.
that's a good record.
Yeah, no, I'm cool
Yeah,
with 100%. Yeah, I just can't break it. Go down to 50 quickly.
So Alec, who were you partnered with? What games did you
You-
pick for them, and what
you,
game did
wildly.
they pick for you? Oh,
Yeah,
me?
wildly enough, it was you. Yeah, that's how many times has that happened now? Where it's been me and you. It's been
a
fun.
few.
Yeah, enough to be suspicious.
I don't know about how random this thing is.
It's
Yeah.
random.
What's going on?
Well, my brother participates in the challenges, and we've never been paired. We're waiting. We're like, well, one day we'll get paired.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's weird. So
Because we both participated in every single one. So
yeah. So I mean, so my games, the games that you challenged me to do, were so I my list. I kind of was like, I was down to the wire again. I actually planned out. I had written up like a whole list. This is true. This is a true story. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. I had written down like a full list. Like it had at least 30 games on it or something. And then when I came back to Discord, it had updated and the list was gone.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember what half the games were on there. So I was like, all right, well, I'll do that later. I'm doing stuff with my, I think I might have been watching Critical Role. So I was like, I'll figure that out. And that just ended recently, actually. The second campaign just came to a complete conclusion. So I think that was like during the like final battle stuff that they were having in that. So it was like, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh no, I totally forgot. So I was like writing this up like really, really fast. And I was like, So I remembered, I think most of the games, a few I threw in there because I looked on like how long to beat, and I'd seen that the average was like a little under 20 hours, and I was like, what the heck, I love platinum trophy hunting. I'll throw my hat in the fray. I'll put this game in as like platinum trophy, and then these other games are like long RPGs, so I'll do those. I threw some Tales games in, other things, but I did throw in Ni no Kuni, which is the first game that you challenged me to do. The Wrath of the White Witch, first one. that released on the PS3. I just never got around to playing this game. I got my PS3 a little later on. Like PS4 had almost come out, I think, and a bunch of games for it. There's a lot of games I just haven't played, but that was one that was sort of like really seemed like it's like a missed opportunity because I love Studio Ghibli. They did a lot of the animated cutscenes, a lot of the art for this film. The composer of the music for most of the Ghibli films did the music for this game, and it's level 5. You know, they've got a storied history. Funnily enough, I actually don't think I've played any other level 5 game, to be honest. I've never really played the Dark Cloud games. I've never played Rogue Galaxy. I guess Professor Layton's a level 5 game, so I've played a couple of those. But anyway, so Ni no Kuni. The game is monstrous. I think it's
it is
70 hours. I think 60 to 70 hours. I think is what it was on How Long to Beat. It might have been under that a little bit. I don't remember. But it's a very big game. Ambitious. I did start playing it a little bit, but my PS3 controller was having some weird drift issues. So I ordered a new controller, and I actually just got that a few days ago. So I played like a little bit. I really only just got my very first familiar in the game, so I'm like maybe an hour in. So I'm not very far. Work has been super rough recently. I've been out doing mosquito and tick spraying, which is not fun. I do not like it. I didn't want to do it. And then like 2 months ago, my boss was like, hey, you're doing this now, this year. Because we don't have any seasonal help, and it was basically like you got the short straw, so like here it is, have fun. And I was like, cool.
Lucky you. Yeah.
So it's been super hot. Oh man, it's been horrible. But I just recently have trained up my replacement in that doing that service. So I'm really excited. I know it's still going to be like a really busy summer. I know I'm really going to be busy. That's like a huge weight off my shoulders, and I felt like energized when I got home from work today. So on average, this is way too much detail, but on average, I have like 8 stops a day for mosquito and tick work, where they usually assign 10. So I usually have to reschedule a couple. It is so tiring carrying like a huge backpack and like blowing a whole yard. And when it's like it's been 90 degrees the last week. So like I have like no energy when I get home. I haven't had energy. My shoulder gave out last week.
Yikes.
It was horrible. It still kind of hurts a bit, but it's actually feeling like good today. Again, tension, energy off my shoulders. It feels like I felt like great when I came home. I had 13 stops today, not mosquito and tick work. It's like doing the normal stuff. I felt amazing. I was like, man, I'm excited to go home. I'm like, it's the first time I felt that in like over a month. So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to actually putting some time into this game. Second game was Horizon Zero Dawn. Which is a game I played about 6 hours of, and then like a bunch of other games were out, and I just got busy and I just didn't play it. So
I think last time I gave you this is the second game too. I just keep throwing it in there.
You did. You keep throwing it in, keep teasing it, and I actually put the platinum achievement as a challenge on this one. So I'm gonna.
It's not terrible. It's not.
Yeah, I know it's not terrible. One of my best friends, Chris, has platinumed it. He did all the DLC trophies as well. I don't know if he did that on the PC, but I know he played through the PC version as well. So he's a big fan of that game. So hopefully I'll be able to actually finally talk to him about it. So,
yeah. I mean, you have to beat it before the sequel comes out, right?
I have to do that. I mean, I have to beat Ni no Kuni first too. That's gonna be tough. It's a tough ask, but
yeah, that's a hill.
I'm up for it. I'm hoping I can at least beat Ni no Kuni. That's really kind of what I'm looking for. I don't think I'll do Supreme Gent this time. Maybe I'll get really energized. I'll be able to get through it. But
well, look, Supreme Gent's gonna be no joke this time. I mean, last challenge was like the most Gents and Supreme Gents we've ever had. This time around, since it is the true Gents challenge, it's going to require a lot of people to beat like 2 whole RPGs in order to get that. I don't expect many people to be doing that. So it'll be more impressive than ever to be Supreme Gent.
What was your thought process in the games you picked for me, by the way?
So yeah, I actually hadn't played most of your games because I'm not a very good gamer, so I don't know much about video games. but I know that you love Studio Ghibli and you love RPGs, so I was like, oh, this will be a nice gift for you. I think you'll like that game.
Yeah.
And Horizon Zero Dawn, I just keep throwing in there.
Just,
I haven't even played it, but it's the one I want to play too.
Yeah.
I was like,
beautiful looking game.
Because we have a couple of the same games on our list, so I was like, if you give me 2 games you have, I would just give you the same games, just so it would be fun.
Yeah.
But
because I know Ryan, you played through it, right? Horizon.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That was my first platinum actually.
Oh,
and I love that game. The story is amazing, like the post-apocalyptic dinosaur robots.
Yeah,
everything I love.
I did really like this. I did really like the story a lot. I really liked the connection. It was like you're like an outcast kind of, and that whole relationship, the dynamic with the tribe. I thought that was just so fascinating. So I'm looking. Maybe I'll get into that. Maybe I'll get into that this time around. So we'll see. But
yeah, I'm curious what you think of the familiar system in Ni no Kuni 1. Because that's kind of what drove me away from it. I beat 2 and I went back to 1 because it was kind of Pokemon-esque.
Yeah.
But it was a burden. From at least my experience,
I've liked it so far. I mean, I literally got 1 familiar, and that's as much as I've done. Like, so I've basically done like the testing the waters with it. But I kind of like it. I think it's kind of an interesting. I haven't really played a game that's quite like that. That's like sort of actiony, turn-based ish, like quite like that. So it's I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I think my main issue was I wanted to like be the most efficient Pokemon trainer or familiar trainer.
Yeah, and you and your storied history. For those watching this who don't know, Ryan is a very storied Pokemon shiny hunter. Shall we say.
A little intense. Yeah.
So.
All right, so my partner was ChronoLink 91. You might have heard of him.
I wonder who that guy is. I don't know who that is.
And he assigned me this game right here, Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube. I had a lot of, I felt like, big RPGs that not huge RPGs, but games that a lot of people say that should be played. Like, I feel like I had a lot of great games on that list. But Tales of Symphonia is the first game, and Donkey Kong 64 is the second game, which I still haven't bought actually. But I'm like, I was telling you guys before, like I want to buy it on the Wii U because I want to play it. I love Donkey Kong.
Yeah. So Tales of Symphonia, childhood game for me. Well, it's like teenage years, like high school. I would say like 10th grade. Very important game to me, formatively. A lot of good memories of my friend David, who passed away. So a lot of really great memories of that game. Talking about that game, poring over the terrible strategy guide that game had from Brady Games, which had like the boss strategies towards the end of the game were like, use your favorite characters and just attack a lot.
Just kill them. You got this.
Kill it. Yeah, you got. It was basically like, yeah, you got this. I mean, the game. Once you get to that point, honestly, the game isn't actually all that hard. So but like maybe a little more information would be kind of nice. I remember just like information being like totally gone. I remember there was one thing that was like telling you about a secret, and it just cuts off partway through the paragraph.
Sentence.
So it's like, thanks. That was really helpful. Yeah, I absolutely love Symphonia. I think it's a perfect starting point to the Tales series. Vesperia is another really good one, but Symphonia is great. And Donkey Kong 64. If you watch a lot of our videos, thank you very much. I talked about Donkey Kong 64 in one of our recent monthly review episodes. I 100% of that game again for the first time since I was a kid.
Wow.
I don't recommend doing that. I recommend playing through and beating it. If you really, really feel like super like, oh, I gotta do everything, go for it. I think it's worth at least doing once. I don't know if I would do it again, but it's a great game. I absolutely adore it. So
being very realistic, I think I just need to aim for Gent. There's no way I'm gonna Supreme Gent, I feel like. Because for me nowadays, a game like Tales of Symphonia, that's long to me.
Yeah.
The game, like, it doesn't take much to be a long game now for me because I barely have time. Like, I played Mass Effect like twice after the Legendary Edition came out, and I was like, oh, this is the one I want to play. And I just haven't played it since. I haven't had time. And then I played this for like an hour, just like Alec with his game. I played Tales of Symphonia for like an hour, and I haven't had time to get to it again since then. So it's really just not just making time for this game. Like in past Gents challenges, like months and years ago, it would always be, I get distracted and start playing another game. But really, the problem is just getting time for the games in general. But
yeah,
I'm hoping to be a gent. I gotta be a gent. It's the true Gents challenge, so I need to make the true effort here.
Some of it, for me, actually, surprisingly enough, may actually be distraction. I have had other games just like randomly I'm playing. Like I just picked up Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memory again for the first time since I've been working on the Platinum Trophy for that. Which I don't know if I would recommend either because it's very time consuming. You basically have to play every single song on every single difficulty for some of the trophies.
Yeah, the hard songs. Rusty tried playing. He went from easy, which I think I could do, and then he went to hard, which just looked extremely stressful.
Oh yeah, I've beaten every song on Proud. I haven't done anything like full chains on a lot of those because some of them like are just ridiculous. So full chain basically means you don't make any mistakes. That's I don't know if that I don't know. I mean there's you have to get, I think some of the trophies are tied to you need to get 50 on each difficulty. So you have to get 50 full chains on each difficulty. So I've already done it so I'm working through beginner now because I didn't even play beginner. I just started on normal, and I went back and forth between normal and Proud. Proud. I love rhythm games, so I think it's really fun. But nah. Some of that's gonna be kind of wild.
Well, it's like with games like Guitar Hero and Theater Rhythm. Like I'm always like a medium difficulty kind of player for that game because I feel like that's where the enjoyment is. It's like a good enough challenge, but then you start going hard and really hard. It's like I can't even enjoy the music. It's like I'm pressing all these buttons. It's going wild. All right. I mean, Ryan. So we were a pair, Alec and I. So tell us who you got paired with and what did you end up with?
Mr. Kingdom Hearts Boy. And as far as my list goes, I looked at my physical copy list and I had pretty much played everything that was reasonable. I had some games on my list that were potentially less than 20 hours. A lot of RPGs, a few platformers like Sackboy and Yooka-Laylee that I think Rusty would kill me if I didn't eventually play. But I've put, for Ruby version, which is a 30-hour game, I've put 1,500 hours in. So I'll find a way to put hours into a less than 20 hours to beat game. But what was chosen for me is definitely not under 20 hours. So I got Persona 5 and then Devil May Cry 5, 2 JRPGs, which is daunting, to say the least.
Well, one at least is an action game.
Yes. Yeah, but
at the very least.
But you can't get through it. You can't get through the other one.
Yeah, it's like Persona 5, though, is a wall. Trust me.
Yeah, it's definitely a wall. A 97-hour wall?
Yeah.
Hour wall?
When I played through it a couple years ago, I put probably 115 hours in, I think. So,
wow.
Yeah, that was also that was a game I assigned you as it was like the second of your Gents challenge. You didn't have time for, but then you played it after that.
I did.
So that's funny.
That was it's one of my all-time favorites. It's a wonderful game.
Yeah, I'm about 6 hours in now, and it's not what I expected. So, I don't have a ton of experience with JRPGs. Like, before I met Rusty, 5 years ago, I just played Pokemon, and that was my only experience with JRPGs.
Yeah.
And then I played a little bit of Tales of Vesperia, Ni no Kuni 2, I beat that one. I beat Dragon Quest 11, and then I think my favorite JRPG so far is Octopath Traveler.
Wonderful game.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was listening to the soundtrack today, crying in the shower as you were.
Honestly, it's that good. It is that good. It is really good. Yeah. In solidarity. Hey, I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, no, I'll cry to Octopath any day.
Yeah.
I was crying in the shower for unrelated reasons.
Yeah, whatever gets you there, man. But Persona, was 6 hours in. It's way dark. Probably by far the darkest RPG I've ever played. Wow. It's something. I don't.
Yeah. The beginning of the game deals with pretty heavy themes. I would say it lightens up somewhat.
Yeah, from
But
I was trying to look some like tips before you play this game, and it looks like probably after where I just got to, it opens up a ton.
mm,
So you're allowed to go and meet people and stuff, but I'm in like the very linear, you have a set schedule per day, and then I think it branches out, and then eventually
yeah.
I'll start understanding what your tips mean.
Yeah, so I sent Ryan. So my friend Chris actually was the person who was like, "You got to play Persona 5," because when the game launched, I picked up the special edition, but I'd just been finding time to play it. And he gave me like a list of these are things, like really helpful things. It's like your confidants are like in old Persona games or in old Shin Megami Tensei games. They're your actually I don't know if that's present in the Shin Megami Tensei games particularly, but in the other Persona games, it's like your Arcana, so your the sort of range of tarot are kind of your you want to level those up because those give you different boosts and bonuses. So it's just like a list of what ones come important. Really pretty spoiler free. It's just telling you do these, and then also don't do this one because
It sucks. Yeah.
if you want to, which I guess they improved in Royal, so it actually does something now. But in terms of if you're interested in the character, go for it by all means. But because there is a way to manage your time so that you can upgrade every single one all the way. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because that requires like legitimate planning, which I think could be kind of stressful and maybe a little bit of FOMO for some people when they're playing
and I don't know how much I want to get into that because it would kill me if I didn't max out my character because like you get boost to like guts and whatever. And I don't know if that's just your main character or if that's all the other characters.
It's just for Joker. It's for Joker, the protagonist.
And the Joker, baby.
Yeah. That was a weird Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
What that was all about. Yeah, just for your protagonist.
Okay. And those are those permanent stats?
Yep.
So okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah,
and then the confidants, then the list you said one was like Moon. I'm assuming that Moon is associated to a character, and then if I play with that character, like we go out and have food or whatever, you level up.
Yeah, so there are some characters that you meet that are party members, and then there are other characters that you meet that aren't party members, but they're very important. I would say they're important, like side characters.
Okay.
So a lot of those are tied to side characters. Party member ones are generally pretty important too. You'll kind of find out why as you keep playing. But Moon is particularly important because I think that one's tied to experience points.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing.
Yeah. So that one is like get that one done as soon as possible. That's kind of what I did. So.
Okay.
And yeah. You know what? Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say, how much do you think it's worth it? Because I was seeing some events, because in the tips it said like Tuesday, Thursday, you want to go to a bathhouse to get like a third XP versus a second XP. Like how crucial is that to level it or like not being screwed over later? Yeah,
I'd say early on, I try to do it every once in a while. It doesn't hurt to fit in, but as you kind of progress through the game, there's different ways to sort of get the same bonus if memory serves. So, yeah, as you keep going on, I think you could probably look more stuff up.
I didn't want to look at any spoilers because I'm assuming the story is crazy.
It's very good. But I think it's interesting that you say because it's the Persona games in particular have kind of a tendency to be a little bit more lighthearted. Than the mainline Shin Megami Tensei games, which are extremely heavy.
Yeah.
I think in Shin Megami Tensei 2, you literally make the apocalypse happen. Like you kill God.
Oh wow.
And like the apocalypse happens. And then so in Shin Megami Tensei 3, which just got a remake made, it's the supernatural world and the human world have like blended together. So that's why there's like demi-humans now. So like the character you play as in that game is like half demon, half human.
Okay. So
and then you have to control like the different demons and other things at your disposal in that game. So the Megami Tensei games always have had sort of like a monster training kind of aspect to them, but that one is like that one's really dark and heavy. And like the music reflects it because there's like a lot of heavy metal in that
Okay.
game. I think there's one that's like there's one track that goes like one more god rejected. It's like wow, this is edgy. It's like
Yeah, it compares a little different to like the almost elevator theme of Persona 5.
Oh, it's so jazzy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
Talking about great soundtracks, that game has another one of my favorites. So,
well, it's good to hear that game gets a little bit more lighthearted as you go on.
Yeah, it's definitely throws you in pretty heavy to begin with.
Yeah,
and I think it's good because it definitely sets the tone and the feel of kind of like the sort of breaking loose sort of thing of sort of bonds and such. It's a lot of good thematic stuff in the game. So.
And you said the judgment point of it's like 4 hours in. I
would say it's between 6 to 10 hours is probably what I would say actually, because it's like basically once you're into and doing the first dungeon, then that's kind of where it's at.
How you feeling about it now?
Yeah, since you're kind of in there.
I just got my 4th character, who's a female, into my party. I don't want to do any spoilers, so
hold on.
Here comes a spoiler.
Yeah, here's the
I'm going to show you the
poster.
I'm going to show you.
Oh wow! Right here.
It's a secret though.
I hate that this doesn't have a window though.
Well, then it won't be spoiled.
I can't really show. Oh no, I can show it.
Oh, spoilers. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's her. Yeah, spoilers.
It's done.
On to Kamiki. Yeah. So.
Okay, so when you say first dungeon, you're referring to the first castle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? Yeah. So I'm in there.
Yeah.
Just rescued her, and then so I have a few more hours. I'm assuming before I have to.
Yeah. So
get to that point.
Right. So what I would remember, or what I would recommend, also another thing, try to beat the palaces as fast as possible, like in game time. Like not that like you're trying to do it as fast as possible, but like use as little days as you can. So there are going to be some times where you might not be able to, because MP regenerative stuff is very hard to come by early in the game.
Yeah,
but try to do it as try to beat the dungeons in as few days as possible, because then that will just free up more time for you to do other stuff. So
yeah, because I was trying to look up, like, I just wanted to grind, but it doesn't seem with like the SP being limited per dungeon, you can't really grind like a normal RPG, not a Tales game.
Yeah, not right now. There will be places there will be an area that you can do that later. So
so I'm just getting ahead of myself, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Calm down, Ryan. Just enjoy the experience for what it is right now. You can grind later.
Yeah, rushing a 100-hour RPG is not going well. But as far as whether I'm going to beat it or not, I think I probably will. So once I get to that 10-hour mark, and I'm assuming the shift into less structured days happens, I think I'll end up enjoying it. I just realized when I was crying in the shower to Octopath that I have a week off in July for like July 4th weekend. Ooh. So I have a week off for my work.
Wow.
So that'll give me a lot of hours to potentially put into Persona 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'm going to get into Devil May Cry 5, though, that's another story, with Ratchet and Clank coming out as well.
Yeah.
This Friday. I just realized it was this week. I thought I had some more time, but
yeah, same, honestly.
So
that game looks really, really good.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'd be impressed if any of us were Supreme Gens, but especially if Ryan was the Supreme Gen.
Yeah, I mean, even I think Ryan's reputation, he's able to crank out some mammoth games and fit some like root. I almost said Runecraft. What the RuneScape?
RuneScape.
He's able to fit that in too. So it's like but even still, Persona, man, it's still a big ass.
Yeah, it's definitely a mountain that I'm looking up, but I mean, I think I talked about it on the podcast this week. I'm going to just take it a couple hours at a time, not look at the 100-hour whole story.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I'm almost a 10th through the entire thing. without even just a couple hours a night. So
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I will say that Persona 5 I think was the last time that I had like an all-day gaming marathon. Like
Okay.
it was the first time I'd done it in a while, so it's probably been the last time I've done it in a little bit, thinking about it. But it was like the first time in years and years and years that I literally I think I got up, I had like maybe a little bit of breakfast, and then maybe I probably watched something, started playing it at lunch, played it through like dinner. I played till like 9 o'clock. I played from like noon to 9, and I was just straight.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See, I'm sure once the days start flying by when you're doing like activities that pass time quickly, that'll be really easy to do. I think my last binge game was probably Monster Hunter, but I guess Monster Hunter is another JRPG I've done, but
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I'd like to, after hearing you talk about it last week or on the Otaku Brothers, and then hearing it here, like it makes me want to play it again, because I only played the very beginning, but I really loved it. I'm sure I would love it.
Well, Monster Hunter?
Persona.
Oh, Persona, yeah.
But I've just never. I'm like, there's no way I'm beating this. 97 hours. I can't be my like 10-hour games.
Yeah, because it combines two, Zach. It combines two of your favorite genres, RPGs and simulation.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah.
And but it's like I didn't put it on my list for that reason, because I'm like, okay, I would never beat that.
I was just like,
but you would have given it to me probably, right? If I put it on there.
Probably, maybe. I don't know. If it depends on how mean I was feeling.
Yeah.
It depends on how mean I was feeling, I guess. Like I consider putting Persona 5 Royal on mine, because I would love to play that game again. Go through the
Xenoblade Definitive Edition, Persona 5 Royal. That would be your two games. You could decide.
Yikes.
Just kill me, why don't you?
So is Royal just an addition to the base game with some tweaks to the main kind of mechanics?
So it's kind of like a new version of the same game, I guess. So there's like a couple extra characters. One new playable character, and then there's a couple other new side characters. There's a couple of there's like a few extra things you can do. They retooled the confidants give you. I think there's a few other tweaks here and there. There's whole new locations. The clubhouse is not present in, which I think you actually were talking about on an Otaku Brothers episode. Clubhouse isn't in the original game. That's exclusive to Royal, where you could like play pool and.
Oh shoot! I saw that in one of the trailers, and I was like, "My clubhouse right now is a roof." I think
you can't do it. You can't do any of that stuff, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, I think this game is still wonderful, but I think that's a cool addition. The fact that you can like play poker and stuff with people, I think that's.
But that would turn in like a 100-hour game into like a 400-hour game.
If you wanted it to, yeah.
There's 100 hours of poker content added.
Yeah, I've been playing Poker Night at the Inventory too, and that's been wonderful. Revisiting that game, trying to finally get my total earnings out of the red, which they currently are. So, but.
All right, so let's make our oaths. I will be a gent. That's my prediction.
This is new. This is new. I will be a gent. I'm gonna try as hard as I can.
I am going to try as hard as I can to be a gent. No promises.
So also Ryan, what did you challenge Kingdom Hearts Boy to play?
Yes, Bloodborne, which is probably one of my favorite top 5 games of all time, and then Dark Cloud, which Rusty talked up. It's like procedurally generated game that he really liked. So both good games.
The dungeons are kind of like roguelike-ish. Interesting fact, the Persona games, actually, the 3 and 4, 2 and 1 probably had this too, actually had randomly generating dungeons. But 5 was the first one where they crafted, so every palace has actually like crafted levels now.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. For him, I was going to choose, he had Bloodborne on there, which was an easy one, but he also had Demon Souls, but it's not that I didn't want to be mean. That would be a lot of the same like genre of game, and I didn't want to like ruin the experience.
A Miyazaki game.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts boy is someone who's been a gent every time, and he's definitely someone who has a good possibility of going for Supreme Gent.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the people, they'll never get to the second game, but he's someone who I could definitely see beating both of them. But we'll see.
He really dives in a lot. Actually, his profile picture, I think it still is Raiden Shusen. There's a Persona, there's a Shin Megami Tensei spin-off game that's the main character is. I don't remember. I can't remember what the his name is, but that's who his profile picture has been for basically since I've known him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should assume that he's played Persona 5 before, and he chose it for a reason.
He likes. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if he's necessarily played Persona 5, but he loves that series. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll come back in a couple of months once the challenge is said and done, and we'll see how we're feeling. If we have any rascals in our midst.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'd be crying in the shower for another reason, I guess.
Yeah, crying to Persona music this time.
I haven't quite cried to that, but I have definitely just like
imagine crying
smooth jazz. Yeah.
I played a bit of Persona 3 FES on PS2, and that has some like jam music too. It's like
the battle music in that is wild.
And then like the weird lobby music, it's like some rap going on. It's pretty wild. All right, so thanks for watching. What video should our viewers go watch next?
Yeah, Ryan, what video should they go watch of ours? Put you on the spot here.
you know at least 2 videos that we've done on the channel.
Yeah.
Oh, Cruella, is that out yet?
Yeah.
It will be by the time of this. Actually, go tell them. Yeah, they can watch
yes. So Rusty goes up against these two in a Cruella.
Goes up against. It's a daunting task.
Yes. So I heard that one was a ton of fun. Definitely worth the watch. Lots of energy.
Might have been some of our heated discussions that we've ever had. That's actually honest. Like, I think it might be.
A lot of obscenities. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just screaming at Rusty. Our friendship was a peril.
Yeah, he was whispering to me when we were recording this week. He's like, I hate those guys now. They're just they have different movie taste than I do.
Came out of the recording shaking. All right.
So Ryan, where can the good watchers and listeners of this find you?
Instagram. I think Ryan Colio 72. I think that's what I am.
I don't think you post there very often. I
don't know. It's really just food and my dog. So yeah, you can just find the Otaku Brothers podcast where pretty much any podcast is sold for free.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
you can't beat free.
Yes, the best price. So
right.
Check us out.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to our podcast feed, like the video, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, Tarqaron TWO. All right.
Yeah.